morning to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the Global AM News here on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agmofogbe, reminding our viewers that you can find us on DSTV channels 365 and Star Times 276. Former President Muhammadu Buhari has died in a London hospital after a brief illness. This was confirmed in a statement issued by his former special advisor on media, Garba Shehu. In this special report, we take a brief look at the life and times of the former Nigerian leader.
That was Muhammadu Buhari about 4 decades ago as military head of state, inaugurating military governors following the 1983 coup. He would later spend almost 2 years leading what a section of Nigerians have referred to as the war against indisciplined military government. Buhari was born on December 17, 1942 in Daura, Katsina State. He joined the Nigerian military in 1961 and rose through the ranks, eventually leading the country as a military head of state from 1983 to 1985, a period during which he launched a nationwide anti-corruption and discipline campaign, earning a reputation for tough leadership. Following decades in public service and several attempts at the presidency, Buhari made history in 2015 when he was elected as civilian president under the All Progressives Congress (APC), becoming the first opposition candidate to defeat an incumbent president in Nigeria's political history. He was re-elected in 2019 and served 2 terms, focusing on fighting corruption, improving infrastructure, as well as tackling insecurity across the country. President Buhari's time in office saw the expansion of rail projects, social investment programs, and public sector reforms, including the Treasury Single Account (TSA). While his administration faced criticism over economic struggles and human rights concerns, the former president remained a significant figure in Nigeria's political history. He left office in 2023, retiring from active politics. President Bola Tinubu has since condoled with Buhari's family, as well as dispatched Vice President Kashim Shettima to London to return the remains of the late former Nigerian president.
So that there has been some form of injustice of you. We are all humans. There is no doubt I have some people and I wish they would pardon me. And those that think that I've hurt them so much, please pardon me. I thank you very much.
As the Daura-born retired general and former civilian president exits this world, Nigerians will continue to assess his impact on the basis of the legacy he now leaves behind. Uyi Agmofogbe for Global TV News.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has announced 7 days of mourning to honor former President Muhammadu Buhari, who died yesterday. The president disclosed this in a condolence message, saying, as a mark of respect to the former leader, he has directed that all national flags fly at half-mast across the country for 7 days, beginning from yesterday. In a related development, the Northern Governors Forum has expressed deep shock and immense sorrow over the demise of former President Muhammadu Buhari of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The chairman of the forum and governor of Gombe State, Muhammadu Inuwa, in a message he personally signed, described the passing of the former Nigerian president as a moment of great national mourning, as well as an immense loss, not only to the North, but to the entire nation. In a different development, the House of Representatives Committee on Federal Polytechnics and Higher Technical Education has strongly criticized the leadership of polytechnics across Nigeria for shunning a key meeting aimed at reforming technical education in the country. National Assembly correspondent Anyetie Patrick completes the report.
At a session held at the National Assembly in Abuja, Chairman of the committee, Honorable Fad Lagunda, expressed deep disappointment over the poor turnout of polytechnic rectors invited for the high-level engagements. Out of the several invitations sent out, less than 30% of the rectors showed up, sparking concerns about what the lawmakers described as a worrying lack of interest in ongoing efforts to reposition the polytechnic sector.
The reason why we want to hold this meeting today, it cannot be achieved because one, less than 30% of you are in attendance. Secondly, you do not adhere to the instructions given to you, the people you should be here with for the meeting.
The visibly upset chairman did not mix words, accusing the absentees of showing disregard for legislative oversight. He warned that the committee may consider sanctions against institutions that fail to honor future engagements or ignore clear directives.
We have called this meeting to ask that is there something that you are holding as grudges against us, or there's something we're supposed to be doing that we are not doing for you.
In a bid to calm tensions, some of the rectors present apologized for the low turnout and assured the committee of their readiness to cooperate moving forward.
I would like to appeal to you that we are very much happy with what you have said, and on behalf of my colleague, we would like to make all the necessary amendments and respond to information that you require for us, please. On behalf of myself and the other colleagues, I'm sure it's not out of disrespect, sir, or not considering you, sir, but actually there is issue of communication, possibly. In view of that, sir, I want to plead that, at least for myself that I can speak for, I shall be able to respond to every request that has been presented.
In our protecting the people respond to all members of the House. We take them seriously, and I'm assuring you that I always direct the personal unit to make sure that all our presentations are submitted.
Despite the conciliatory tone, the committee mandated that continued neglect of such critical engagements would no longer be tolerated. The meeting was convened to chart a path forward for technical and vocational education, but lawmakers say that goal was undermined by the poor attendance. Anieti Patrick, Global Television News.
The House of Representatives Committee on Constitution Review says it is considering a bill seeking to amend the Constitution to reform the mode of appointing the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) by involving the National Judicial Council (NJC) in order to enhance the independence, credibility, and transparency of the appointment process. The panel recommended that the power to appoint INEC board be transferred from the President to the Judicial Council, while its funding is to be a first-line charge on the Consolidated Revenue Fund. In another development, the House of Representatives has begun a sweeping investigation into alleged unethical practices in the disbursement of student loans under the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, also called TED Fund. Correspondent Anieti Patrick has more.
The probe follows a resolution passed by the House in May mandating a joint committee to look into alleged financial irregularities in Nigerian Education Loan Funds, NELFund operations. Concerns raised include fund diversion, regulatory breaches, and other unethical practices said to be undermining the integrity of the student loan scheme. But at this investigative hearing, key stakeholders were notably absent, prompting lawmakers to issue a 48-hour ultimatum to the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Ministers of Finance and Education, and other relevant bodies to submit their memoranda. The National Orientation Agency condemns the alleged misconduct, calling it sabotage against both citizens and government efforts to expand access to higher education.
This hearing is therefore structured to achieve specific objectives. First, to verify the authenticity of the reported allegations of mismanagement and lack of due diligence in the loan approval and disbursement processes.
Lawmakers warn that administrative failures and deliberate abuse must not be allowed to derail a policy as crucial as students' financing. At a technical session, committee members questioned the unexplained absence of NELFund's Director of Finance and criticized the agency's failure to present documentation supporting its appropriations and expenditures. In his presentation, NELFund manager